Don't waste your life. Motivational script with English learning focus. You said you'd start tomorrow, but that was yesterday, and the day before, and last week. Remember that promise? I'll do it tomorrow. Well, it's tomorrow again, and you are still doing nothing. Tomorrow is a lie. It's a comforting lie we tell ourselves to escape the truth of our own procrastination. Meanwhile, life is happening. Time is moving. Your time is moving, slipping through your fingers like sand, and you have nothing to show for it but empty promises to yourself. Don't waste your life. Don't you dare waste one more day being idle, being scared, being comfortable. Because every day you spend in fear, every hour lost in procrastination, every minute buried in distractions, it is gone. Gone forever. You do not get that time back. You are mortal. Maybe you forgot that. You have an expiration date. We all do. It could be 50 years from now, or it could be tomorrow. Think about it. Even if you live to be 80, that's roughly 40 weeks in total. 40 Mondays, 40 Fridays. That's it. If you're 40 years old, you've used about half of those already. Let that sink in. And when your time's up, all those excuses won't matter. No one cares how comfortable you were, how much you binge-watched, or how safe you played it. All that matters is, did you live fully or did you waste your life? No one nearing the end of life wishes they had spent more time watching TV or browsing social media. In their final moments, people regret the chances they never took, the dreams they never pursued, the moments they never lived. A palliative nurse once asked patients their top regrets. The most common was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not what others expected of me. Not one said, I wish I had been more comfortable. Think about that. They wanted more adventure, more authenticity, more life. So ask yourself, will you feel the same if you keep going as you are? Do not wait until it's too late to realize what truly matters. Take a hard look at yourself right now. Be brutally honest. When you look in the mirror, do you see someone who is giving it their all or someone who's barely trying? Are you truly proud of how you're spending your days? Or are you drifting through life, letting each day repeat the last, telling yourself someday you'll do the things you truly want to do? How many plans have you postponed? How many dreams have you put on hold because you were too damn scared or too lazy to push yourself? That's the hard truth, isn't it? It's either fear or laziness, or maybe a combination of both. Either way, it's on you. Maybe you've gotten comfortable. Maybe your life is okay, not great, not what you truly want, but comfortable enough. So you scroll through social media, play video games, binge on TV shows, and generally kill time. You probably tell yourself you deserve to relax, that you'll get to your goals later. But be honest. Have you earned that relaxation, or is that just a convenient excuse to avoid the hard work? Deep down, you know the answer. You are killing time. What a perfect phrase, because that's exactly what you're doing, murdering your own precious time. Social media is a thief stealing your potential 1 hour at a time. Netflix, YouTube, endless scrolling, they're all accomplices in the theft of your life. And you are letting it happen, handing over the most valuable resource you have, time, as if you have an infinite supply. You don't. Your comfort zone is a graveyard for your dreams. Read that again. Your comfort zone is a graveyard for your dreams. It's where you go to slowly let your ambitions die. Sure, it feels nice and safe in the moment, no risk, no failure, no rejection, but also no growth, no progress, no life. The comfort zone is where dreams go to wither away, buried under excuses and fear. You've probably heard the story of the frog in boiling water. Throw a frog into a pot of boiling water and it will leap out, but put it in lukewarm water and heat it gradually. And the frog will stay until it's boiled alive. Why? Because it gets comfortable and doesn't notice the increasing danger. Every day you stay in your comfort zone, you're that frog in warming water. You won't notice your ambitions dying until it's almost too late. So jump now. Get out of that deadly comfort before it destroys what you could become. Think about what you're avoiding. Maybe it's learning English. Maybe it's getting in shape. Maybe it's starting that business or writing that book. Whatever it is, it terrifies you a little, doesn't it? Good. It should. That tingle of fear in your gut is a signal that this is something worth doing, that it's real. But instead of acting, you run from it. You take shelter in distractions and trivial tasks. You fold your potential into the tiny box of your comfort zone and close the lid. Stop. Just stop. Stop running. Stop hiding. Stop wasting your damn life. The clock is ticking, and every time you hear it tick, that's a moment of your life you'll never get back. Tick. You scroll through your phone. Talk. You watch another episode. Tick. You avoid that hard conversation. Talk. You shy away from practicing those English phrases out loud because you're afraid of sounding stupid. Tick, tock, time passes. And you are standing still. Enough. No more. No more excuses. No more, I'll do it later. No more, I don't feel like it. Do you think the champions of this world felt like it every day? Do you think successful people roll out of bed every morning bursting with motivation and certainty? Hell no. They feel fear. They feel doubt. They have days when they'd rather stay comfortable. But they do it anyway. That's the difference. They act in spite of feelings, not because of them. If you wait to feel ready, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. If you wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect whatever, guess what? It never comes. Perfection is a mirage. There is no perfect time. There is only time, and it's running out. So what are you going to do? Sit and watch it drain away, or stand up and make use of it? You might say, I don't know where to start. Here's the truth. Anywhere. Start anywhere. Start right now. You have a plan? Great. You don't have a plan? No problem. No plan, just start. Stop overthinking. Overthinking is just a fancy word for procrastination. It's fear dressed up as intellect. Done is better than perfect, because perfect never comes, but done means you took action. You think if you plan enough, if you gather enough info, it will be easy. You think you can avoid discomfort. You think wrong. The only way out of the maze is action. You have to move. So move. No plan. Just start. What does that mean? It means if you want to learn English, speak the damn language today, not after you've read 10 textbooks. Not after you feel ready. Speak a sentence today, right now. Find a person or just talk to yourself if you have to. It will be awkward, it will be broken and slow. Do it anyway. You learn by doing, by failing, by looking stupid and trying again. There is no shortcut. There is no magic pill or secret method. It's just you, practicing, consistently, until one day it clicks. But that day will never come if you don't start. No plan, just start. Always wanted to get fit? Drop down and give me 10 push-ups right now, not tomorrow, now. Feel your body move, feel your heart pumping. That's life rushing through you because you chose to act. Always dreamed of a better job? Open your laptop tonight and work on that resume or that skill you've been avoiding. Always wanted to speak English fluently? Go learn 10 new words today and use them. Yes, today. Not when you feel more motivated. Motivation is unstable, like the wind. You can't rely on a breeze to carry you. You need to move your own feet. Action is everything. An average plan executed today is better than a perfect plan executed never. You think too much. You want it to be just right. Newsflash, nothing is just right. Life is messy. Progress is messy. Embrace the mess. When you take action, you gain clarity. When you sit and think, you gain nothing but anxiety. So whatever it is, learning English, losing weight, building a career, start doing something about it now. Start messy. Start small. Start scared. Just start. Listen, this isn't to say you shouldn't have any goals or direction. It means don't get stuck waiting for a flawless plan before you begin. Set a goal, sure. Have a vision of where you want to go. But then step out and start moving toward it immediately. Plans are useful, but plans on paper don't change your life. Action does. You can adjust your plan as you go, but you can't adjust something that doesn't exist. So get to work and refine the details along the way. Now, let's address the fear that's been holding you hostage, fear of failure, fear of what others will think, fear of leaving your comfort zone. That fear is natural. It's your mind's attempt to protect you from the unknown. But here's the thing. That same fear, if you listen to it, will protect you right into a life of regret. Do you want that? Do you want to wake up one day, years from now, and realize you let fear dictate your life? That you let fear keep you from speaking up, from learning new skills, from chasing your dreams? I promise you, nothing is more painful than that regret. Imagine it. You're old and gray, looking back on your life. You see all those chances you didn't take, all because you were afraid. Afraid of being laughed at for your accent, so you never spoke up in that new language, and missed friendships and opportunities. Afraid of failing at your dream job, so you never even applied. Afraid of rejection, so you never asked that person out. And now it's too late. The people who might have laughed, they're gone, living their own lives. The opportunities you missed, they've passed to someone who had the courage to seize them. And you? You're left with a pit in your stomach and a heart full of what-ifs. Is that what you want? No? Then listen closely. Failure is not what you think it is. You think failure is final, that it's some stamp on your forehead saying not good enough. You know what failure actually is? Feedback. It's data. It's a lesson. When you were learning to walk as a toddler, you fell on your face again and again. Was that failure? Did you give up and decide, nah, walking's not for me. I'll just crawl for the rest of my life? Of course not. You got up and tried again until you could walk, then run. That is our natural state. Trial, error, try again. But somewhere along the line, you got sensitive. Your ego got in the way. You started thinking mistakes are bad, that looking stupid is the end of the world. Well, let me tell you, making mistakes is progress. Looking stupid is the price of admission for growth. Every single person you admire, every speaker of English who sounds fluent, every fit athlete, every successful entrepreneur, they all looked stupid at some point. They all fell on their faces, but they kept getting back up, over and over. Think of Thomas Edison working on the light bulb. He failed hundreds of times, but famously said he didn't fail. He just found hundreds of ways that didn't work. That's the mindset of success. Failure is just another step on the way to victory. The reason those people are successful now is because they fell and got back up over and over. So you fail an English test, or you mess up a sentence and people chuckle. Big deal. That feeling of embarrassment lasts a minute, maybe two. But the skills you gain by pushing through that moment, those last a lifetime. Feel the sting and do it anyway. The pain of discipline or learning is temporary. The pain of regret is forever. You get to choose which pain you want. Stop making fear an idol. Too many of you worship your fear like it's some all-powerful God. You tiptoe around it, obey it, let it run your life. Why? Fear is not there to stop you. Fear is there to point you to what matters. If you weren't afraid of it, it probably wouldn't be meaningful. So if you're afraid to speak in English because you might make mistakes, that's exactly the thing you must do. If you're afraid to start that project, that's a sign you need to start it. Fear is a compass. It points toward the most important things you must do. The doorway to the life you want is guarded by a dragon called fear, but that dragon isn't half as powerful as you think. It's mostly smoke and shadows. Once you confront it, once you open your mouth and speak, once you step into the gym, once you put your idea out into the world, you'll realize the dragon is a lot smaller than you imagined. And each time you face it, you get stronger and the fear gets weaker. For example, if you're terrified of speaking English with others, make yourself a promise. The very next chance you get, take it. Maybe it's joining a language exchange, or saying hello to a foreigner asking for directions, or speaking up in your English class. You'll feel your heart pounding, maybe you'll sweat, your words might come out wrong. But push through that moment. Say the words. However clumsy, get them out. 9 times out of 10, you'll find the person on the other end is patient, maybe even delighted that you're trying to speak their language. They won't laugh at you, they'll engage with you. And even if someone is rude, so what? You did it. You survived. The fear loses its power because you stared it in the face and acted anyway. You walk away realizing, hey, that wasn't as bad as I imagined. I can do this. That rush of relief and pride, that's the taste of conquering a fear. Remember it and chase that feeling again and again. Now, maybe you've convinced yourself that your situation is special, that there's some unique reason you can't do it. Maybe you say, I don't have time. Really? You have time to watch TV, to scroll through your phone, to do all the things that don't matter, but you don't have time to improve your life? That's a lie, and you know it. Everyone gets the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between you and the people who are doing what you want to do isn't that they have more time, it's that they value their goals more than you do. They make time. They carve out an hour by waking up early, by cutting out the nonsense. If it matters, you make time. If not, you make excuses. Let's do the math, so you can't fool yourself anymore. 2 hours a day spent on social media or playing games sounds harmless, right? But that's 14 hours a week, around 60 hours a month. That's 730 hours a year. Do you know what you can do with 730 hours? You could learn a new skill that gets you a promotion. You could become conversational in a new language. You could get in the best shape of your life. But instead, where do those hours go? Down the drain, into nothing, gone. Time is like a garden. If you don't purposefully plant something beautiful or useful, weeds will fill it. Those weeds are the mindless scrolling, the trivial time wasters that creep in by default. But if you plant your time with effort, learning, and purpose, you'll grow a life of meaning. The average person spends years of their life staring at screens, living on someone else's highlight reel, while their own life passes by. Are you average, or are you going to be something more? Maybe you say, I'm too old. Another excuse. There are people in their 60s, 70s learning new languages, starting businesses, running marathons. In fact, I know of a grandmother who began learning English at 70 years old so she could connect with her grandchildren abroad. By 75, she was holding conversations with them. And there was a man who started training at 55 and ran his first marathon at 60. They didn't say, I'm too old. They didn't give up. They just started and kept going. And here you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s saying you're too old. Stop it. Age is not the problem. Attitude is. Whether you're 18 or 80, if you have breath in your lungs, you have the ability to improve, to learn, to chase something that matters. Will it be harder if you're older? Maybe. But harder is not impossible. Harder just means you have to dig deeper, want it more, and be consistent. And guess what? If it's hard, it's worth it. The fact that it's hard is what makes it meaningful, because so few people will do it. So no, you're not too old. You're just too comfortable with your excuse. Perhaps you think I'm not smart enough, or I'm not talented. Well, here's a secret. Talent means nothing without work. There are geniuses who achieve nothing because they never put in the effort. And there are average folks who accomplish amazing things through relentless effort. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You don't need to be Einstein to learn English, or to start a business, or to change your life. You need to be persistent. You need grit, not IQ points. You need to be willing to show up when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's painful. Smart is good, but smart without action is just potential wasted. I'd take a doer over a dreamer any day. And no matter what disadvantage or hardship you face, remember this. Someone with even bigger obstacles has still succeeded. People with no money, no support, no special talent have built incredible lives through sheer determination. There are true stories of teenagers in impoverished countries teaching themselves English or coding by borrowing library books and becoming leaders in their field. There are refugees who arrive with nothing, learn the language, work hard, and create prosperous futures. There are individuals born with severe disabilities who nonetheless find a way to achieve their dreams. Every excuse you have, someone out there had the same one, or worse, and still overcame it. Let their stories demolish your excuses. If they can do it, why not you? Now maybe you have people around you who doubt you. Or worse, they encourage you to stay comfortable. Maybe friends who say, "Relax, you're fine the way you are. Let's just hang out. Why work so hard?" Or family who say, "Oh, learning English is too hard at your age," or "Just stay in your stable job, your dreams can wait." They might think they're protecting you from disappointment, or maybe your drive makes them uncomfortable with their own choices. Either way, you cannot let them steer your ship. This is your life, not theirs. They don't live with your regrets, you do. So, respectfully, ignore their doubts. Better yet, use it as fuel. Let their skepticism light a fire under you, prove them wrong. But more importantly, prove yourself right. Prove that the voice inside you that says, "I can do this," is telling the truth. And if no one believes in you right now, let me tell you this. I believe in you. Do you know why? Because I've seen what's possible when a person decides to change. Because human potential is nearly limitless when we stop making excuses. And I know this on a personal level. I wasn't always disciplined or motivated. I used to let fear and laziness run my life. I made every excuse in the book, until one day I got fed up with myself. I remember looking in the mirror and not liking the person I saw, the person who kept quitting on their own goals. I decided right then to change, to push through pain instead of avoiding it. It wasn't easy. Nothing worth doing is easy. But it was the best decision I ever made. I'm not telling you to do anything I didn't have to do myself. If I could overcome my own weaknesses, so can you. Because the minute you decide, truly decide, to change, you will surprise yourself with what you're capable of. Maybe you have never given 100% effort to anything in your life. Maybe you don't even know what it feels like to truly push yourself. It's time you find out. It's time you realize that the limits you've accepted are self-imposed. When you push past them, you'll see that your potential goes way beyond what you imagined. Let's talk specifically about learning English, because that's in the title of this message, and for many, it's a perfect example of stepping out of comfort. So you want to speak English fluently, but you're stuck. Why? Because you treat it like a daydream, not a goal. You say you want to learn, but do you practice every day? Or do you just watch YouTube videos about learning and then do nothing? Do you avoid actual conversations because you're afraid of making mistakes? Be honest. If that's you, then you are the one chaining yourself down. Have you thought about what mastering English could do for you? It's not just about passing a test or checking a box. English is a key to the world. It's the language of international business, science, entertainment, and so much more. By becoming fluent, you unlock access to a vast amount of information and opportunities. You could read books and articles that aren't available in your native tongue. You could watch films without subtitles, understand lyrics to your favorite songs, connect with people from different countries on a deeper level. It could even be the edge that lands you a better job or lets you study abroad. The world opens up to you, but only if you put in the work. None of those benefits matter if you never actually do the learning. Learning a language, or any skill, requires consistent effort and courage to be bad at first. Yes, you have to be willing to be bad at something before you get good. There's no skipping that step. Embrace it. Embrace the fact that your first sentences will be broken, your pronunciation will suck, and your listening comprehension will fail sometimes. It's okay. That's how it works. Each time you mess up, your brain learns. If you never mess up, you're not learning. You're just pretending. So go make 1,000 mistakes. The more, the better, because each mistake is another brick in the foundation of your success. Stop worrying about sounding stupid. Worry about remaining stupid. If you don't try, you guarantee that you stay at your current level. I'd rather sound stupid for a while than be stupid forever. And you're not stupid, you're just inexperienced. You can fix inexperience with practice, but you can't fix the nothing that comes from nothing. If you keep silent because you're afraid, you get nothing. If you speak and mess up, you get feedback, correction, progress. Which outcome do you prefer? You might think people are judging you, most people aren't. And the few who do, to hell with them. Seriously. Anyone who mocks someone for trying to learn a language or improve themselves is a small person, and their opinion doesn't matter. In fact, you should treat your mistakes and even your accent as badges of honor. They prove you're trying, you're learning, you're brave enough to do something difficult. An accent is a sign that you speak more than one language, which is something to be proud of. If someone laughs at you, that's their problem. It says nothing about you and everything about them. Chances are, anyone who mocks you can barely do what you're doing. So, let them laugh. You'll have the last laugh when you're actually improving and they're still stagnant. You'll find that many people will respect you for trying, or they'll help you. People love to share their knowledge if you show you're genuinely trying, so don't rob them of that chance by hiding. Make English, or whatever skill, part of your daily life. No excuses. If you have time to eat, you have time to practice. Label items in your house with sticky notes in English. Think in English when you're walking to the store. Write a journal entry in English every night, even if it's 3 sentences. Find an online language partner and exchange voice messages. Do something every single day. Remember those 730 hours a year you could lose to social media? Imagine if even half of that went into practicing English. That's 365 hours a year. You could go from zero to conversational easily in that time, but you have to choose it. Consistency beats intensity. Even tiny improvements each day compound into huge results. Think about it. If you can get just 1% better at something every day, in 1 year you'll be almost 38 times better than when you started. That's not a typo. That's the math of compound growth. On the flip side, if you get 1% lazier each day, losing a bit of drive daily, in a year you'll have almost nothing left of that drive. So choose. Are you going to improve or decline? There's no standing still. It all comes down to choices. Little ones, each day. Waking up early or sleeping in. Studying new words or watching another video. Speaking up or staying silent. Every choice is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. Who are you voting for? The future you who is confident, skilled, and proud, or the present you who just wants to stay comfy and entertained? You can't become the future you by voting for the present. Use comfort all the time. Sacrifice now so you can rejoice later. Suffer a little now so you can shine later. There is a concept you should remember. Discipline equals freedom. It sounds like a paradox, but it's true. The discipline to do what you need to do when you need to do it, even if you don't feel like it. That discipline will create a life of freedom. Freedom from what, you ask? Freedom from regrets. Freedom from the panic of wasted time. Freedom from not having options because you never put in the work to develop skills. If you discipline yourself to study, to exercise, to work on your goals consistently, you gain the freedom of knowing you can count on yourself. You gain freedom in the form of more opportunities because you earned skills and knowledge. You gain freedom from fear because you have proven to yourself you can do hard things. Discipline is hard, yes, but it pays dividends. Waking up earlier to practice or train is hard. Forcing yourself to focus while others play is hard. But do you know what's harder in the end? Regretting that you didn't do it. Being broke because you never learned new skills. Feeling unhealthy because you never stuck to exercise. Feeling isolated because you never learned that language and now you can't connect. Those things are much harder. Choose your heart, the heart of discipline now or the heart of regret later. Now, I am challenging you to do something as soon as this talk is over. Not later, now. When this ends, stand up and go do something that moves you forward. Do it immediately. while the fire is hot. Write down one action you'll take today that you've been putting off. Just one to start, and then do it. I do not care how small it is. It might be study 30 minutes of English, or go for a 15-minute jog, or write an outline for my business idea. Big or small doesn't matter. What matters is that you start the momentum. Because here's a secret. Motivation comes after you start, not before. People think motivation, action. Wrong. It's action, motivation. You get motivated by seeing progress, by doing something, by taking that first step and realizing, hey, I can do this. You don't wait for motivation, you create it. So create it now. Spark that engine. You will not always feel strong or inspired or confident, but you can always choose to do something, however tiny. And when you do, you create a spark. That spark can ignite a blazing fire within you if you feed it daily. Picture this. Tomorrow morning, you wake up and remember the words you're hearing right now. You decide before anything else you're going to do something difficult. Maybe you crank out a quick workout or study a chapter of English grammar or rehearse a presentation you're terrified of giving. It sucks in the moment. Your body and mind resist. No, stay in bed, sleep more, check your phone first, do it later. But you override that voice and do it anyway. How do you feel after? You feel powerful. While other people are still sleeping or wasting their morning, you already scored a victory. That feeling, knowing you pushed through, is pure confidence. And it carries into the rest of your day like a tailwind pushing you forward. Do that every day, and guess what? You become unstoppable. You develop an iron self-discipline. You build unbreakable trust in yourself because day in and day out, you prove that you'll do what you said you would do. That self-trust breeds true confidence. It turns you into the kind of person who follows through, no matter what, the kind of person others look at and wonder, how does she do it? I'll tell you how. By winning the battle in your own mind each day. It's you versus you, every morning, every hour. There's a part of you that wants to grow and a part that wants to stay comfortable. The one you feed is the one that wins. So feed the warrior, not the coward. And remember, it's not you versus anyone else. This journey is only against yourself. Some people will seem far ahead of you, others far behind, but none of that matters. The only thing that matters is that you are better today than you were yesterday. However small that improvement is, it's progress. If you're moving forward, you're winning. Don't waste energy comparing yourself to others. Focus on beating your own yesterday. When that alarm goes off or that moment comes to practice or work and you hear the internal whining, I don't want to, it's too hard, let's do it later. That is the voice of the coward. That voice is a liar. That voice is the enemy within. Do not negotiate with it, do not reason with it, blast right through it with action. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. No giving your brain time to argue. Like ripping off a bandage, just leap. The hesitation is what kills dreams. That tiny pause where you let the coward voice speak, shut it down by doing the very thing it doesn't want you to do, immediately. Remember this. No one is coming to save you. No one else can do your push-ups for you. No one else can study for you. People can guide you, support you, give you tools, yes, but at the end of the day, you have to do the work. We often hope for a stroke of luck or look for a savior, a mentor who will carry us, some miracle solution, but there's no magic coming. You are the miracle. Your own two hands, your mind, your will, those are your saviors. When you realize that, it's liberating, because if it's all on you, then you have the power. It means you don't have to wait for anyone or anything to change. You can start changing right now by taking action. The power to change your life is already in you, in the choices you make every day. So take responsibility, all of it. Where you are in life right now, own it. Maybe it's not all your fault. Life can be cruel and unfair, I know, but it is certainly your responsibility to change direction. No more blaming parents or society or circumstances. You can rise above any of that once you take full ownership. When you blame, you hand away your power. When you own it, you empower yourself to act. Let's do a little exercise right now. Think of something you really want in life, something you've been putting off. Got it? Now ask yourself, why haven't I done it yet? Write down the reasons, the excuses. Be brutally honest. Maybe it's, I'm afraid, or I don't have time, or I don't know how. Now look at those reasons and call them out for what they often are, excuses or problems to solve. If it's fear, okay, fear is normal, but it's not a stopper. You do it afraid. If it's time, find where you waste time and repurpose it. If it's not knowing how, find out, ask for help, take a course, figure it out. Every excuse has a solution if you're committed enough. The only fatal excuse is the lack of desire. If you don't really want it, you'll find excuses. If you truly want it, you'll find a way. This is the litmus test. How badly do you want it? Because if you want it bad, you'll make it happen. If you don't, you'll make excuses. There's no way around this truth. Ask yourself why you want this so badly. What will achieving it do for your life? If your goal is to speak fluent English, maybe it's so you can get that dream job or travel the world and actually talk to people or simply prove to yourself that you can. If your goal is to get fit, maybe it's so you're around to see your kids grow up or so you wake up full of energy instead of pain. If you want to start a business, maybe it's to achieve freedom for your family or to make a difference in the world. Whatever it is, define it, write down your reason, and keep it where you can see it. That is your why. When the grind gets tough, when you want to quit, remember that why. A strong enough why will fuel you through anyhow. When you want something as deeply as you want to breathe when your head's been underwater, you will fight tooth and nail to get it. So find that fire. If you say you want to be fluent in English, prove it through your actions. Show up to practice every day, speak when you can, study, immerse yourself. If you say you want to get fit, prove it by what you eat, by not missing workouts. If you say you want to start a business, prove it by doing the research and taking the first steps, not just dreaming. Want is not what you say, it's what you do. And do not dare say tomorrow. Don't you dare. Tomorrow is a hope, not a promise. You can't bank on it. People who had plans for tomorrow died today. That's a fact. Life is fragile, and you know it. Every day above ground is a gift that many no longer have. So act like it. Act like your days are numbered, because they are. This isn't meant to depress you. It's meant to ignite you. When you realize time is finite, you realize each day matters. Each sunrise you see is one less you'll have. What will you do with this one precious day? You have to develop a kind of productive anger. Get mad at the idea of wasting your life. Get mad at that lazy, lying voice inside that's been holding you back. Get sick of the bullshit excuses you've been feeding yourself. Not to destroy yourself, but to light a fire under yourself. Get angry that fear has controlled you for so long. Get angry that you let yourself procrastinate and waste time. Use that anger as fuel to drive you to action. Transform it into determination. The next time you find yourself about to procrastinate, remember this anger. Say to yourself, no, I refuse to waste my life. Not today. Then do what needs to be done, even if it sucks. Build momentum one step at a time. Do one thing, then another. At first, it feels like pushing a boulder uphill. It's heavy, difficult, but every day you push, that boulder moves more. Your muscles grow, your confidence grows, and one day it starts rolling. You've built habits. Now momentum is on your side. What was once hard becomes routine. You actually start to feel uncomfortable when you don't do the work because you've reprogrammed your mind and body for success. That's the beautiful irony. If you do the hard stuff long enough, not doing it becomes the hard thing. You miss a day and it feels off. That's when you know you've changed at a fundamental level. But you only get there through consistent action. So do not stop, not when you're tired, not when you're discouraged. Rest if you must, but don't you dare quit. Progress isn't always linear. You might study and feel like you're not improving. Then suddenly you realize you understand a conversation that used to confuse you. You might work out and feel no change, then suddenly notice you can lift more or your clothes fit differently. Results come in waves, but only if you keep at it. If you stop, you reset to zero. Embrace the struggle, embrace the grind. These are the moments that build you. Every time you force yourself to practice when you don't feel like it, you're not just learning English or whatever skill, you're building grit. Every time you complete that workout when you'd rather skip it, you're forging discipline in steel. Every uncomfortable conversation, every risk you take, every morning you get up early, you're forging a stronger version of yourself. So make it a mission to do something that sucks every single day. Deliberately step outside your comfort zone in some small way daily. Take a cold shower, run when it's raining, speak up when you feel shy, do that extra rep when your muscles burn. When you do something hard on purpose each day, you train your mind to handle stress and discomfort. You become resilient. You prove to yourself that you're in control, not your fears. Over time, the things that used to terrify or exhaust you will start to feel normal, even easy, and you'll be ready for bigger challenges. That is never a waste. That is the whole point of life, to grow, to become the best you can be. Now listen, life isn't all about work and pushing 24/7 without rest. Yes, rest, recovery, and play have their place, but those should be earned and balanced, not your default state. Too many people are resting before they've done anything, celebrating without having won, binging on entertainment when they've done nothing to warrant a reward. Earn your rest, work hard, then rest. Challenge yourself, then recover. That rest feels so much better when you've actually accomplished something. And when you do rest or have fun, you'll appreciate it more because it's an intentional break, not an avoidance of life. You'll enjoy that Netflix show more when it's one episode as a treat after a productive day, rather than mindlessly consuming a season to escape your responsibilities. Life is about balance, but balance doesn't mean equal parts laziness and work. It means appropriate amounts at appropriate times. Too much of anything is a problem. If you're grinding nonstop, you'll burn out. If you're relaxing nonstop, you'll rust out. So find the mix that drives you forward and keeps you sane. But let's be honest, most of us are not in danger of overworking on our personal goals. Most of us are in far greater danger of never working enough on them. Let's circle back to the main point. Don't waste your life. You get one shot, as far as anyone knows for sure. One. All those moments you squander, they add up to your life. Make them count. I'm not saying you should work like a robot and never have fun. I'm saying your life should be filled with what matters, what moves the needle for you, what you'll be proud of. Fun and relaxation are part of a good life, but they are supporting characters, not the main story. The main story is growth, contribution, creating something of value, becoming who you were meant to become. Imagine your life as a book. How do you want it to read? Do you want it to be a boring, forgettable tale of someone who had potential but never lived up to it? Someone who spent half their life staring at a phone and the other half wishing for more? Or do you want it to be a hero's journey, where you face challenges, slay your dragons, and emerge victorious? The power to shape that story is in your hands right now. You're the author, and today is a new page. What will you write on it? No matter how your story has gone so far, you can change the narrative. Maybe up till now you have been wasting your life. Maybe you've been a spectator rather than a player. Okay, acknowledge it and then commit to change. Don't waste time berating yourself for the past. You can't change it, but you can shape what comes next. Maybe you wish you had started earlier. Well, there's a proverb. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. You can't change the past, but you can plant that seed today. It's not too late to begin. The villain in your story so far might be procrastination or fear or doubt, but every good story has a turning point. Let this moment be yours. The moment the hero gets back up off the ground and says, "No more." The moment you decide to be the hero of your own life, not the victim. And understand, being the hero doesn't mean you won't have weaknesses or won't falter. It means you keep going despite them. It means you rise each time you fall. It means you choose courage over comfort every single time until it becomes your nature. Heroes are not fearless, they're brave. That means they feel the fear, and then they do what needs to be done anyway. Be brave. Brave isn't an absence of fear, it's action in the presence of fear. Brave is pursuing fluency in a new language even though your voice shakes with every word. Brave is signing up for that course or that event even though you feel like an imposter. Brave is stepping into the gym even though you're out of shape and self-conscious. Brave is having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. That's courage. And every time you show courage, you get a little more confident, a little more unstoppable. It all comes down to this. Decide what you want from this life and go after it with everything you have. Burn the bridges that lead back to comfort and complacency. If you want to speak English fluently, commit to it fully. Not, "I'll try," but "I will," and then do the work. If you want to change careers, start taking the steps now. Update your CV, learn the skills, network. If you want to transform your body, start training and eating right today, not next Monday. Whatever it is, commit and go. Half commitment is 0% results. If you're only partly serious, you'll only get partial results, at best. You have to be all in. Does that mean you drop everything else? Not necessarily, but it means mentally, you are resolved that come hell or high water, you're going to make progress. It means you prioritize it. It means when there's a choice between your goal and some distraction, you choose your goal more often than not. It means you show up especially on days you don't want to. That's commitment. I'm not interested in what you say you're going to do. I'm interested in what you're doing right now. Words are cheap. Action is real. Right now is real. So prove it. Prove you're serious by taking one step forward. Then tomorrow, prove it again. And the next day. And watch as those steps transform into miles, and those miles into a journey you can be proud of. The journey won't be easy. There will be days you question why you're putting yourself through the struggle. There will be days you relapse into old habits. You're human, it happens. But every day is a new battle, and losing one battle doesn't mean you lose the war. If you slip, catch yourself, stand up, and get back on track immediately. As the saying goes, fall 7 times, stand up 8. One mistake doesn't undo all your progress. Do not string together days of failure. Cut the streak of laziness at 1. If you missed yesterday, you do not miss today. That's how you keep the habit alive even when you falter. Never miss twice. Make that a rule. And remember to celebrate progress, not with complacency, but with acknowledgement. Did you finally manage to hold a 5-minute conversation in English without panicking? Good. Recognize that win. Feel proud, then aim for 10 minutes next time. Did you run your first 5K? Awesome. Celebrate that, then plan for a 10K. Small wins build confidence, and confidence builds big wins. Too many people only see how far they have to go and forget to appreciate how far they've come. You need that sense of achievement to fuel you. Just don't let the celebration turn into an extended vacation from your goals. Now, I want you to picture the person you could be a year from now if you start today and never stop. Really visualize it. If your goal is to speak English, picture yourself having a smooth conversation with a native speaker, understanding and being understood, maybe even thinking in English without translating, a huge smile on your face because you did it. If your goal is to get fit, imagine looking in the mirror at a healthy, energetic body, feeling proud when you remember how you used to struggle. If it's a business or career, imagine yourself in that role, succeeding, perhaps working on your own terms or reaching that dream position. How do you feel in that picture? Confident? Happy? Relieved that you didn't waste another year? Now realize this. That person can be you. It's not a fantasy. It's a vision of what is possible if you put in the work day after day. Starting now, the time will pass anyway. A year will go by either way. You can either be that person or be the same person you are today with the same excuses. You have a choice to make. Keep saying one day or make today day one of your new life. One day or day one, you decide. Time doesn't stop. You can't press pause on life. You are constantly either moving forward or slipping backward relative to your potential. There is no standing still. The world moves on, and if you think you're standing still, you're really falling behind. Take a moment to visualize your life a year from now if you commit fully versus if you change nothing. Really picture it. If you start today and stay consistent, in 1 year you could wake up and see a very different life. Maybe you feel strong and healthy, looking in the mirror at a body transformed by a year of exercise and good habits. You head to a job you enjoy, perhaps a promotion or new career you unlocked by learning new skills and working hard. When a foreign colleague greets you, you reply in English without fear, surprised at how natural it feels now. You remember how a year ago you were scared to even speak a few sentences, and you smile at how far you've come. At work, you handle challenges with confidence. People notice your energy and dedication. After work, you spend time on things that matter, maybe having meaningful conversations with family who are proud of your growth, or working on a passion project. You realize you have momentum and self-respect now. That night, you fall asleep content, knowing the day, like most days this year, was used well, with steps taken toward your dreams. Now imagine the alternative. A year passes and you change nothing. You stay in your comfort zone, you neglect your goals. What does that life look like? Probably very much like the life you have now, except with an extra 365 days wasted. You might feel even more frustrated, knowing another year slipped by. You might still be stuck in the same job, kicking yourself when you see others progress. You might avoid that English-speaking colleague because you're just as afraid as you were before. You never put in the practice, so nothing improved. How will that feel? Painful, no doubt. The choice is clear. Do you want to be the person who took action and changed their life, or the person who stayed stagnant? 1 year will pass either way. It's going to happen. Who do you want to be when it does? So, make the choice to move forward. Right now, draw the line. Enough is enough. No more wasting your life. No more letting fear and comfort call the shots. From today, you are going to own your life. You'll still feel fear, you'll still face doubts, but you will act anyway. You will prioritize what matters. You will not let a day go by without doing something, no matter how small, to advance towards your goals. That is your new standard, and standards are everything. Set a high standard for yourself and refuse to drop below it. In practical terms, that means no more telling yourself tomorrow, no more half-hearted efforts. It means waking up with purpose and doing the hard things first, before the day steals your attention. It means dedicating time every single day to your goals, whether it's an hour of studying English, a workout, writing a page of your book, whatever moves you forward, and treating that time as sacred. It means reducing the mindless scrolling, the TV binges, the lazy excuses, and using those hours to build your future. It means choosing your associates carefully, spending less time with negative, complacent people who drag you down, and more time with those, or content from those, who inspire and challenge you to be better. It means holding yourself accountable, setting targets and checking daily if you met them, and if not, owning it and doing better the next day. This is what your new standard looks like in action. This is how you start living at full throttle instead of coasting. It won't be instant transformation. Life isn't a movie where a montage shows you ripped and fluent in 2 minutes. It's going to be a grind, but it's a meaningful grind. It's the grind that carves you into the person you were meant to become. And that person will look back and thank you for starting today. The pain of discipline, the pain of hard work, you will forget that pain. It passes. But the pride of achievement, of growth, that stays with you. The pain of regret, on the other hand, only grows heavier over time. Avoid that at all costs. When you feel like quitting, think about what made you start. Think about that future you and what they would want you to do today. Now is the time to step up. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Right after these words end, your new life begins. All it takes is one step, so take it. And don't let me hear any excuses. No buts, no what ifs. You say, but I'm too tired. Then rest later because right now there's work to do. I'm too busy. Busy with what? Cut out something that doesn't matter, and you'll find time for what does. I'm not ready. You think anyone is truly ready the first time? No, you get ready by doing. But I'm afraid. Everyone is afraid when they step into the unknown. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. So whatever excuse your mind throws at you, call it out as the lie it is. You either want this or you don't. And if you do, then there are no valid excuses. Find a way, not an excuse. Then another. And keep going. You have so much potential inside you, more than you can imagine. But potential means nothing if it's never turned into action. The richest soil grows nothing if no seed is planted. Plant that seed today. Start building the life you want today. Learn that English phrase today. Sign up for that class today. Go for that run today. Have that conversation today. Do it while you still have time, while your heart still beats. The clock is ticking, and one day it will run out. But not today. Today you're on a mission. Today is the day you reclaim your time and your life. And keep in mind, when you stop wasting your life and start living to the fullest, you give others permission to do the same. Your example could ignite a fire in someone else, your child, a friend, even a stranger who sees your journey. By improving yourself, you improve the world around you. Every time you break through a barrier, you show others it can be done. The people you care about will witness your transformation. They will learn from your discipline, your courage, your perseverance. So this isn't just about you. It's about all the lives you might touch by being the best version of you. You never know what your journey might inspire or enable. Perhaps you'll create something that changes your community for the better, or you'll raise children who carry your lessons forward, or you'll motivate a friend to pursue their own dream. The world needs people who actually live their lives, who strive for better, because those are the people who create, who solve problems, who uplift others. By choosing to not waste your life, you're choosing to make the world around you better as well. Remember these core truths. Tomorrow is a lie. All you truly have is today. Fear is a compass. It points toward the most important things you must do. Discipline equals freedom. Every sacrifice you make now gives you more options later. Small steps, repeated daily, lead to massive results over time. You are stronger than your excuses, much stronger than you think. And time is your most precious asset. Once it's gone forever. Keep these in mind, and you'll have the mindset to conquer anything. Go forth and live boldly. Make your future self proud. Turn, "I'll do it someday," into "I did it." Turn "I wish I had" into "I'm glad I did." Starting now, don't waste your life. It's yours to live, so live it fully, starting this very moment. Everything comes down to this. What will you do with the time you have left? Will you stay in your comfort zone until it's too late, or will you step out and truly live? The choice is staring you in the face. Your life is in your hands. Will you be proud of it in the end, or full of regret? That decision is being made right now, by you. Now get up, and go make it happen.